Hey everyone, welcome back to Aftertaste LA. I'm Nicole,
And I'm Vlad.
and this week we're going to be discussing our meal at Ronan in West Hollywood. Ronan is known for its Neapolitan pizzas and seasonal dishes, and it's run by Daniel and Caitlin Cutler, who are both alums of Sotto and Alimento. And it often appears on best of pizza lists for Los Angeles. So, what were your first impressions of Ronan?
I really love the outside, the wall, the huge art piece graphic. That was
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. You walk in, there's like a really cool patio area, and then you walk in and you see the restaurant. It's kind of, you could see everything from the high ground on the stairs, and you're looking down, you see the pizza oven. I thought it was cool looking,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
albeit a bit dark.
Yeah, lots of black.
We sat at the bar. We decided to sit at the bar because we loved sitting at the bar.
Yeah, and we had also read that it's one of the best seats in the house because
Right.
you get to watch the pizza being made, which ironically we could not see from our bar seat.
Yeah, so I guess there's that like dividing wall or, you know, pillar that if you're sitting on the left of it, you can see the pizza. If you're
But
sitting on
it's
the right of it, you can't.
I looked over there though because of this, and they only have a low top bar there, and there's
Mhm.
only two seats there. So there's really only two seats where you can even see the pizza being made. But
Yeah.
even then, it's still tucked behind most a bunch of cooking, and I don't even know what was over there because we weren't over there. But
Right.
it is blocked. You're not going to see all that much pizza being made.
So that was a bit of a bummer.
That was a bummer.
I love seeing pizza being made. You
Yeah.
know? It's you're seeing the people that are crafting your food,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they have this open kitchen concept, but it kind of feels closed.
Yeah.
It's kind of both. Like you see the bar, we were talking to the bartender the whole time, which was great. We love talking about drinks and food in general, but it would have been nice to see the rest.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I found the interior to be a little messy,
Yeah.
like not dirty, but disorganized. There's like a paper just smashed up on the wall. I don't even know really what that was for. Right to my left from where I was sitting, there was an exposed plastic pipe, and exposed piping can be a part of the industrial type decor. This one did not feel like that. It felt very much
Yeah.
like I am in the plumbing section of Home Depot.
Yeah. I think what happened here, it unfortunately is there was certain design issues with the restaurant that they couldn't figure out a smart way to hide. Like if you're sitting from where we're sitting, you're seeing these big electrical panels and, stuff that kitchens all have to have. And there's codes and regulations.
Sure.
And they couldn't get around that. I'm sure like the way they designed the space because of where the electrical was really hindered them.
Yeah.
And I think that had they had a second shot at it, it's much too late now. I'm sure they've
Oh.
potentially had this conversation. They would have done things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And it's one of those like you can't really change the layout of the restaurant easily. You can change the menu, you can change the food, you can't change this. But they could try a little bit better at hiding it. It
Yeah.
seems like they kind of gave up on it, and they've been open for, you know, since 2018. They could have fixed this. They had the whole pandemic.
Yeah.
There's a missing tile on the ceiling for no
That's
apparent
what that is.
reason.
I was like looking at
I
that.
don't,
I kept looking at that, wondering what was going on there.
yeah, if you look at the photo right over here on the top right corner, it's just this white, it just looks unfinished. It
Yeah.
looks like, whatever happened post pandemic, I get it. We all went through it. That was a really rough time for the restaurant industry, but it seems like they didn't use that time to fix some of these things, and it just feels a bit lazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I felt the interior also felt quite crowded,
Yeah.
which was it's not that small, you know?
Right.
Surprising it felt like that.
This rest we never went to this restaurant before.
Mhm.
I'm curious if pre-pandemic they only had the dining room
Mhm.
and didn't have that outdoor patio. They may have built that out
Yeah.
later, which a lot of restaurants did during the pandemic. But often what happened to a lot of those restaurants that did that and didn't get rid of it because they're like, okay, we just added 20 seats, 15 seats. That's really valuable for a restaurant to do. But the kitchen that you built, the interior that you built in mind was for a certain amount of seats. Now that
Mhm.
you've added, things start to get cramped. Things start to get a little bit messy. And when you have an open kitchen, it makes it exponentially worse. So I think
Yeah.
that could be why it's like that now. And restaurants are struggling. So if they can pack that patio, which they handily did.
Yes, the patio was lovely.
Yeah.
I think if we went again, I would want to sit out there. They do have a happy hour, which we did not really participate in, but we could have, and that also looked nice.
Yeah. I mean, half off bottles of rose on Sundays.
Yeah.
Go on a Sunday, sit on a patio, order a pizza, order a half a
Mhm.
bottle of rosé.
Mhm.
You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
The interior wasn't doing it for me. I'd
Yeah.
much rather be outside.
Yeah, me too.
As someone who loves sitting at the bar, chatting it up with the staff, eating and watching, ain't the restaurant for that.
Yeah, we were lucky that our bartender/server was chill and fun to talk to because
Well,
if not for that, that would have really sucked.
yeah. So the menu has a decent amount of cocktails. It has wine, mocktails, beer, some bottled non-alcoholic stuff. Pretty good selection, pretty
Mhm.
good variety, little something for everybody. There was also some specials that were for the summertime. We ordered one of those specials. It was delicious. It tasted kind of like a cross between an Aperol Spritz and a really ice cold can of Coke.
Mhm.
For a pizzeria, I think it's kind of the perfect drink.
Yeah.
They should leave that on the menu and just call it adult Coca-Cola. And, that's like the quintessential, you get a slice, can of Coke.
And that was cool too because they, carbonate it, force
Yeah.
carbonate it on site, so they're doing that every day or every week,
Yeah.
so it's super fresh, homemade,
Yeah, it's a
whatever that means with just gas, but, you know.
well, they've done a fun thing. They've made a spritz without having to add wine. They're still controlling the acidity. They're doing nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
And that's always fun to see in a bar program.
The bar program didn't seem to fit the
The
restaurant.
restaurant. I
Yeah.
agree.
I
I
was a little
agree.
confused that it was so, robust.
So, in my opinion, they found a good bar director, someone that's making this menu for them.
Mhm.
And when you have a talented person on your staff, why wouldn't you do it?
Sure,
It
I mean.
doesn't fit the mold too well, but you make more money on drinks than on food.
Mhm.
And if this is, a neighborhood bar, pizzeria type place that has an elevated experience, which is kind of what they're going for, it's not, a dirty pizza shack. Why not have the drinks? If
Sure.
you found talent that is sticking around, I think the bartender we talked to said he was there for 2.5, 3 years.
Mhm.
It's possible he's coming up with some of these drinks. We didn't ask him, but he seemed talented enough. If he's creative and people like his stuff and they order it,
Yeah.
it looked fun. There
Yeah.
was that orange creamsicle drink
Yeah,
that looked
yeah.
really cool. There was what was the one with the cloud on top? He
Oh,
used
I
like a whipped
forget.
cream canister for it. They were having fun with it.
There was the one, it was like cutie patootie or something cute,
Head in the clouds. Head in the clouds.
had little hearts around it, and it was
Oh yeah,
pink.
the super pink drink.
Yeah, it was
That one
cute.
that everyone said looked like Pepto Bismol.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know, that looks like a nice pink color to me, but whatever.
It was a great thing to have on the menu. For me, if I'm gonna have pizza, I'm either gonna have wine or I'm going to have soda.
Which, going back to the spritz, is why that drink was so great.
Yeah, this spritz was The perfect summer drink. It was refreshing. It wasn't really too strong. Chuggable,
Yeah,
you know?
I was jealous.
Yeah. And then we actually stuck to only beer and wine at this
Yeah.
meal. You got the Lambrusco, one of our favorites.
Love a Lambrusco.
Yeah.
Almost kinda rare to find
Yeah.
on menus.
And I believe they pride themselves on their wine.
Hmm,
And Lambrusco is something that they always want to have on the menu. I had read that like if they run out, they really try to source and make sure they have Lambrusco. I think it's a perfect pairing for pizza because
mhm,
it's kind of like the soda of red
exactly.
wines.
Yeah.
Moving on. Let's talk about the food.
Yeah.
Talk about the menu.
Okay.
The menu is two parts. You got little appetizers, salads, vegetable dishes, which were great to see, and then some entrees if you don't want pizza. And then the right side is pizza. They had 4 red pizzas and 6 white pizzas. Although one of them technically is not a pizza, it's a calzone. The pizza menu was fun. It was creative, it's kind of taking a lot of risks and potentially some stabs at tradition or jabs at tradition. There's some sacrilege here that some people would scoff at.
Example.
Yeah, I mean, if you're from New York and New Jersey and you put a calzone on the menu and then you put roast beef in the calzone, I don't know. Like, that is a risk. That is a
I'm
calculated
okay
risk.
with meat in a calzone, though.
Meat in a
It's
calzone is
it's
great,
the
but like,
French dip and Dijon mustard portion of it that is
yeah,
difficult to
Dijon,
swallow.
look, this is their most popular dish.
Mhm.
This is what Bill Addison in the LA Times, he ordered this 3 times in a week. We did not order it.
Yes, dear listeners, these 2 New Jersey transplants were not able to
No,
overcome
we
the insult.
well, I think it was mostly we were not be able to overcome the fact that there's no way we're eating more than 2 pizzas,
Yeah.
and we came to eat pizza, not calzone.
Yeah.
I wanna go back and try the calzone. I wanna see what all the fuss and the hype is about.
Yeah.
So already they've got me hooked,
Mhm.
which is, it's a good thing. But either way, we went with 2 pizzas.
Mhm. And
I think that was a smart
a
choice.
couple of starter vegetables.
Yeah. We wanted to keep it light on the left side. Now, in my opinion, this restaurant, I love this left menu more than the right menu, and it's almost 2 different places
Mhm.
for me. The spicy clams, which we didn't get, which I really, really wanted. I actually like almost last minute made an audible and ordered it anyway, even though I knew we would not be able to finish it because it
Yeah.
sounds amazing. Then they said there's basically a whole pizza on top of these spicy clams with fennel and pine nuts and cheesy garlic bread pizza that you
Yeah.
can dip into the clam broth. That I kind of want to go there and just have that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this whole left side, I don't even need the pizza. Like if they just had this
Right.
and they were called Ronan and they didn't have pizza, we'll get to the pizza later. I'm not, speaking ill of the pizza here yet. Um, this left menu is great,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't have much to add to that,
Yeah.
except for I was happy to see so many vegetables on this menu along with the pizza. As someone who enjoys a balanced meal, it is nice to have and not have to figure out later or earlier in the day how am I going to get some fiber into my diet.
Yeah. It's smart. I think it's smart of them to do. They have this wood burning oven.
Yes.
Why not throw a few vegetables in there?
Mhm.
It's the perfect way, and everyone in LA is gonna want a vegetable or a Caesar or they had a crudo, things that are lighter.
Yeah.
You need that to get more people that are actually gonna wanna eat and order more. Speaking of vegetables,
Yes.
let's talk about some vegetables. Let's talk about this broccoli.
Broccolini.
Broccolini, excuse me.
Got the broccolini, which the menu describes as having a turmeric aioli, house za'atar, and mint. which is, as you can see in this photo, exactly what we got.
Yeah, a lot of mint.
I liked the mint.
Yeah.
It was nice and fresh, elevated the dish. I also really liked the aioli. It was nice and tart, and I love a tart
Mhm.
sauce. And the broccoli was charred in that oven very nicely.
Yeah, the char on the broccoli was very nice. Smoky,
Mhm.
tender, but not overcooked. I
Yep.
thought it was cooked really, really well.
Mhm.
The mint was a little much for me. If you're gonna put that much, like either tear it or chiffonade or something, it just was, in Thai cuisine or something. If I'm eating a whole mint leaf in like a wrap or something, it makes sense. Here, I think it's a bit, overpowering.
I understand, but I do love mint very much.
I would
It's
or I
kinda
would
into
order
it.
this dish again. I don't have to eat the mint.
Right.
So for me,
Yeah.
it's not like it's slathered in it and I can't control it. I can
Mhm.
control how much mint I eat, so it's not really a deal breaker for me. But
Yeah.
and the turmeric aioli tastes like French's mustard.
It did a bit.
It's like if you took French's mustard and you took like a tablespoon of mayo and mixed it together. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I thought it was great. um, it was great. It paired really really well. A little za'atar.
Mhm.
It's a good vegetable dish.
Yeah. I really like this one.
Yeah. And then we had the Senor carrots.
Okay. Something was off with this dish.
Okay.
I couldn't put my finger on it. Thought maybe it was a lot of cumin in the sauce, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know.
It was a spiced yogurt.
Mhm.
So whatever spice that they put in it that you are tasting, that wasn't really what the problem with this dish was for me.
What was it?
The honeycomb was
Oh, I forgot that was even in
it was
there.
such a huge chunk,
Yeah.
and it's a nice idea, but I don't really think it helped.
Well, carrots are so sweet, especially when you cook them. I was surprised it was there at all. And as you can see, I completely forgot because it would have been a full dish even without it.
The carrots themselves were great.
Mhm.
Tender, charred, and smoky, similar to the broccolini. I thought it was a lot of coriander on the top there, very
Mm,
heavy.
yeah.
And texturally, I wanted a little crunch,
That would have been
some
good.
like pistachio or
Yeah.
something, and maybe a little bit more tang. I think the honeycomb was good. I think the piece was too big, and by the time we got halfway through it, it's just kind of floating around on the plate there, and it's becoming more sweet as we're eating it.
Mhm.
And by the end, I thought it was a little too sweet. The sauce just the yogurt wasn't tangy enough for me.
Mhm.
I think,
Yeah.
they need to add like a little lemon, fresh lemon on top there, something to liven it up. I think I'd skip it next time, and get the asparagus instead.
Or the cucumbers. Those
The
also
cucumbers did
caught
look,
my eye.
like a good idea, yeah. Or maybe a Caesar salad. Honestly, you're having pizza. Order the Caesar.
Mm.
We were being responsible and ordered the vegetables, and we wanted to try them. I think next time I'd probably just go with Caesar. Anyways, let's
Pizza.
talk about the pizza. Which pizza do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about the red pizza or the white pizza?
Let's talk about the red one because it's the one I have open.
Okay, so the first pizza we had was the spicy chomper,
Mhm.
sopressata, 5 cheeses, chili oil. It was a little bit greasy.
I would say it's a lot greasy
Yes,
and very spicy.
it was very spicy. It was not, spicy where I can't eat it, but it was definitely spicy. And as advertised, it's spicy chomper.
It is. I thought it was over the top.
You thought it was too
I
spicy?
think maybe whoever put on that chili oil just had a bit of a heavy hand with it.
I also don't necessarily know if you need the chili oil if you already have the sobrasada, which is spicy.
Yeah. And there was a lot on it, which I did enjoy.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I'm going to show this picture of what it was like picking this pizza up and just seeing how much grease is on the slice itself and then how much grease is on my plate just from that slice sitting on it.
Yeah.
Part of that was from the cheese.
Yeah.
5 cheeses is too much cheese for any pizza. I love the idea of 5 cheeses, but unless all 5 of those cheeses actually make sense, I think it's you could have gotten away with 1 cheese here and
Mhm.
some parm on top, so technically 2, and I think this would have been a lot less greasy, and I think the actual dough itself would have been able to hold up. This was a
Mhm.
flopper.
It really was.
This was a
And
flopper pizza. No one loves too much. A little flop is okay. A little flop is okay. This was aggressive. If you ordered this to go, by the
mhm.
time you got it home, it
Yeah.
would be just soggy and you have to get all the way to the end of the slice
Yes.
before you're getting, a good ratio. And
Right.
by then it's a little too late.
It's just a bummer. It's not a pleasant or easy eating experience.
No. The actual dough itself, I thought was really flavorful and I
Mhm.
had a really good puff on the outside of the crust. I love how charred the
Yeah.
dough is. It was a bit heavy for me, even
Yep.
for Neapolitan. Like
Mhm.
Neapolitan, usually like it still feels light when you
Mm.
eat a slice. This felt like, real heavy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was a very specific type of pizza, and I want to move on to the next part about this pizza that I have a gripe with.
Please proceed.
They did not cut our pizza. Either of the pizzas. They give you a knife and you're kind of on your own. They did when I, mentioned, "Oh, it's not cut." The bartender did say, "If you want your pizza cut, we can cut it for you, but this is how we serve it." It might be some sort of traditional thing in someone's household, but it shouldn't be in any household that's serving pizza. Like, you've already told me you can do it. Why aren't you cutting the pizza?
Yeah.
And this pizza, like, it was difficult to cut because it's got a
Mhm.
lot of stuff on it. It's got a lot of sauce on it. The other pizza was much more manageable,
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, like, that's lazy. Like,
Yeah.
just cut the pizza.
Yeah.
Nobody, like, anyone that's coming in to eat this pizza
Mhm.
wants a slice of pizza when they pick up their pizza. They don't want to be cutting their own pizza.
Yeah.
I don't understand what that serves for them to do that. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you. It seems a little pretentious. No, we're not going to cut your pizza for you. You got to do it yourself
Yeah, this is
because
traditional.
reasons.
I know how to cut things, so I did all right cutting our pizzas.
I cut one.
Did you?
We each cut one.
Okay, we'll cut that out.
No, I'm leaving that in
Okay.
unless I look really mean about it and then
You
I'll
only
take it.
cut. Okay, no, but hold on. I have receipts. I have receipts. You only cut half the pizza. You didn't do
I
the
cut
full.
2 slices, one for me and one for you.
Right. How many slices each did we have?
Well, we were fat asses and I had
Yeah, we
3 and you
finished
had
everything but
4.
one single slice of both of these pizzas. So we
Yeah,
did okay. But
that's a little embarrassing.
look, moving on.
By the way, I would not recommend having 3 or more slices, especially if you had other dishes. I regretted that
Yeah.
all the way home and most of the next day.
Like I said, it's a heavy dough.
It's a heavy
It's
dough.
not a huge pizza. We cut each pizza into 4,
Mhm.
and it felt like a big slice, but it didn't feel like, out of pocket.
I've had bigger.
Sure. As New Yorkers,
Right, the slices are normally bigger than your head.
yeah, so this is the size of like 2 New York slices. It
Kinda,
not a
yeah.
bad thing. It is so heavy. I think, the price point for these pizzas is exactly where it should be.
Mhm.
Kind of in the
Yeah.
mid-20s. That's just the going rate now for
Yeah.
a fancy pizza.
Mhm.
Let's talk about the other pizza.
Yes, the one called How and Do You Want It?
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't sure I was going to like this pizza. The only reason I gave Vlad a green light to order it is that I was assured that the gorgonzola crema, I believe. What I don't know where I saw it was crema.
So I guess I used to say crema on an older menu that we looked at,
Yeah.
but on this updated menu, it just says gorgonzola.
So I'm not actually sure if it was a crema or this crumble that we're looking at. But either way, he was correct. It was not super stinky, not super like punch you in the face.
No.
gorgonzola. So I appreciated that. I actually enjoyed this pizza a lot. I thought it was super creative and I just didn't think I would like it and I ended up liking it. So I do appreciate that.
I think you were a little upset that you liked it.
Yeah, I'm still a little upset that I liked it. For me, I think that raw leaves of any type,
Mhm.
including these celery tops that we had on this, should not be on hot pizza.
I like a salad pizza, like, if you do an arugula on a pizza, I think it's great.
It's not a pizza, that's a salad.
Okay, well, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm not as upset about these celery leaves. This was definitely the favorite of the 2 pizzas.
Yeah,
It's buffalo chicken pizza, but
yeah,
instead of
pretty much.
buffalo chicken, it's andouille. The celery, I actually thought, like, I would never ever like celery on a pizza, and that was one of my favorite parts about this pizza.
Yeah,
These tiny, tiny little slivers of celery, they almost tasted pickled from whatever sauce is on
mhm,
it. The gorgonzola was very pleasant
yep,
and not over the top. It kinda, like, it was the perfect amount of all the things.
mhm.
This to me is more of what I was expecting from Ronan versus the first pizza.
Yeah, I agree.
And I almost wish they did more of this. And it seems like they do. Like if we came back and ordered other pizzas, I think this is the pizza that told me what this kitchen is, what this chef is going for. He's got to have a margarita and a spicy whatever on the menu, and that's fine. But this is what I think people should be coming for is this level of creativity.
Strangely, I feel like the white pizza section does that very well.
Yeah.
The red pizza section is almost an afterthought.
I think the problem it's because you're tied to the red sauce, so your flavor combinations are, I guess, more limiting than if you have this like blank slate of nothingness. It's not. I'm not giving them a pass.
Yeah, I understand what you're
Yeah.
saying, but
There's a reason why there's 6 white pizzas and 4 red ones.
yeah,
I think they have more
honestly,
room for creativity.
I'm mostly anti-white pizza. I am coming around to white pizzas between the Rosa at Pizzeria Bianco, this pizza. Um,
Cacio e pepe pizzana.
yeah, and I would say if we went back, I would not even look at the red section. I would be
Hmm.
completely in the white, and I would recommend anyone else who's eating here to do that as well.
Yeah, I think this dough, the formula that they're using is made for more of a white pizza. I don't think it can hold up sauce well.
Mm.
There's
Mhm.
pizza doughs that can where it gets crisp on the bottom. This was, it's a very soft
Yeah,
pizza
it
dough and
is.
it's tasty and it's got good flavor and, it's a little sourness.
And it tastes and acts more like bread than pizza
Yeah,
dough.
so if that's the vehicle, it makes more sense. I
Mhm.
think this gives me more excitement for the calzone because it's going to be
Yeah.
this dough filled with roast beef and once you start thinking of this as not traditional pizza,
Mhm.
it starts to become more appealing.
Yeah.
And my cowboy cousin, pastrami, white barbecue sauce
Mhm. Yeah.
on a
It's kinda crazy.
he's having fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even look at the white pizza holding that up compared to the red pizza. There's
Right.
no grease, holds up, eat a good slice of it. It also had less stuff on it.
Yeah, I
Any
think that
any any
helped.
pizza, if once you add too many toppings, it just
The
flops.
ratio was off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's move on to dessert. So we ordered 2 desserts, and this is one of those very few occasions where we ordered individual desserts for ourselves based on what we wanted. But I think that's fine for this menu.
Yeah.
There's a cheesecake, there's a tiramisu, there's ice cream. Can't go wrong with any of those choices.
No, not at all. And my tiramisu was perfectly serviceable. I do have to admit, I am super spoiled in the tiramisu arena. Vlad often makes it for me. and he has a very good touch on this particular dessert, and it's very boozy. This one was not so boozy. This one was mostly just sweet, but the cream was very nice. It was very light. It was a fine tiramisu.
Thanks for your kind words, honey.
You're
I
welcome.
always appreciate it, and I'm really happy that you love my tiramisu. I am sorry that I ruined some dishes for you.
I'll live with it.
Yeah, I tiramisu is just like pizza, even if it's not the best of the best, it is still great. I would say tiramisu, all-time desserts, it's a top tier, top 5 in most people's lists desserts.
Yeah.
This tiramisu was just okay.
Yeah.
I think the mascarpone ratio was a bit off for me. I think it was too much. It was a little thick, and I want a little more booze.
Definitely more booze.
When you order the espresso shot with it, I think that probably helps it along.
Yeah.
I think you can't.
It would have been a little sweet without the espresso shot.
Yeah, you gotta. It was a huge piece though.
It was
This
really
is
big.
for it definitely for 2 to 3 people. Even 4 people.
Mhm.
I think if you're with a group of 4, you've just eaten 2 whole pizzas, potentially 2.5 pizzas. One of these will get. If you're craving something sweet, just
Yeah.
get one of these, or get a scoop of ice cream. They had a lot of ice creams.
I thought the ice cream was good. Did you like it? You mainly
Yeah,
ate it. I only had a taste.
yeah, I had the affogato. So it's a scoop of their gold medal ribbon ice cream. That was described as, vanilla, chocolate, some caramel, kind of a swirl situation. So the affogato comes with that. I think next time I order it, I'll just get vanilla. I'm a purist when
You
it
are a
comes to
purist.
ice cream,
Mhm.
and I'm a purist when it comes to affogato. I would just want vanilla and espresso, plain. This was very good. The texture of the ice cream was very creamy.
Mhm.
I think next time I go, I'm just gonna stick to the ice cream.
Mhm.
And if I'm in the mood for an affogato, I'm gonna get one too.
And you know what I noticed today that I didn't notice at the meal? It says that their ice creams, all of them, contains less than 2% alcohol, which I've never seen before.
Yeah, I think it's smart to put that there, especially if you're with a child or, you're a recovering alcoholic, you're sober. It is likely either from the vanilla extract that they're adding to the mix, or their blend for the ice cream has a little bit of alcohol to control the texture. Whatever the case may be, why it's on there, I think it's nice of them to let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we get to the verdict, let's talk about the service and just our overall experience dining here.
I thought the service was pretty good. We really only had one person interacting with us for everything, and he really had a lot on his plate. The tickets were coming out very quickly for all the drinks, but he was keeping up a conversation with us, also with the people beside us, while also serving us our drinks and our dinner and
Hmm.
all of that. So he was really pulling triple duty kind of.
Yeah.
They did change our plates out for us, which was nice in between our courses. I don't know. What do you think?
The service was good. I'm curious what it would have been like in the dining room or in the patio.
Mhm.
I did see one or two other servers floating around, but it seems like they're running a lean staff and it's probably out of necessity, not out of something that they want to be doing. So it was nice to have the great service. He did a great job. And he even mentioned he wasn't working, he doesn't usually work that side of the bar. He usually works on the side to the left. So it wasn't his usual setup. But he's been there for 2.5 years,
Mhm.
experienced vet for this restaurant. So he made it look easy.
Yeah.
And that was nice. Ready to discuss the verdict?
Sure.
I'm going to let you go first.
Okay. It's a solid 2 for me. If you're in the neighborhood or if you live in the neighborhood, it's a great place to have happy hour, excellent deal. I would be choosy about what you order, but
Yeah.
it's nice to have around.
I also give it 2 taste buds. I think there's a lot of things this restaurant does great.
Mhm.
The things that I knocked it for is why it's not a 3 for
Yeah.
me. If you're in the neighborhood and you live in West Hollywood and this place is either walking distance or a short drive away, you want to go to happy hour, get a pizza, glass of wine, have an early dinner. I don't know if I want this to be my like 8 p.m. date night spot, but if I'm with 2 to 4 people, get a couple pizzas, have a glass of wine on the patio, it's nice. I actually think that the left side of the menu where they have, the other entrees,
Mhm.
I would just go for that.
Yeah.
Have some clams or have a Caesar salad, maybe some burrata or focaccia bread.
Yeah.
You can go there and have like a quick bite. I think it's a great neighborhood restaurant for that.
Mhm.
Is it my favorite pizza in town? No. Is it creative? Yes. And I would love to come back and try some of the other stuff.
Yeah, me too.
So it gets a 2. I think it's worth it if you're in a neighborhood. If, I'm an hour away or if I'm visiting from somewhere, is this the place I should stop in? I think it's okay to skip it.
Mhm.
But that being said, solid 2.
Yeah.
Can't wait to come back for those clams and that French dip. Until next time.